Hello everyone, and welcome to another Dhanhanttv video. My name is Dhanhanttv, and let's get to it. So today we're going to be looking at Havana. So usually people end up holding real close here, at least the good players do, and that's because you're able to contest here, and then you get one last recontest here. So you get 3 fights instead of just 2. Traditionally though, you're probably going to have your entire team hold here because they don't want to hold close, which is fine too, especially because you have a Hanzo. He's probably not going to want to be up in the fight anyways. It's really for those people that are going to go a May, Cassidy, Reinhardt, Bap, either an Ana or a Brig. So this positioning's alright. This positioning's probably worse. Obviously your positioning here is going to matter wherever the tank is. So if my tank's not going to push in too much, I'm actually going to stand here. This is because their team has not rounded this corner yet, and my tank's going to stand here. So I'm going to be able to heal them up with any free poke. And if anyone on my high ground is going to be taking damage, instead of me being down here and awkwardly trying to figure out how I'm going to reach them up here, I'm going to be able to stand here and look over and heal them right here. Where you're playing's fine, it gives you a little bit more option to actually apply damage to the enemy. If this is too far back for you and you're going to have issues landing your nades, you can also just play truck. This is a good alternative angle too. This lets you reach that doorway here, which is going to help you out immensely once they actually start flanking through there. These are all just positions to consider based on what you want and how you want to play your Ana. There's multiple different playstyles for every hero, so just make sure you're playing them in the position you want them to play. Ooh, almost. We almost got the... I think that was the Cassidy. Yeah, so it looks like our tank's being a little more aggressive, so obviously the position I mentioned over by that high ground would not be as great because I probably wouldn't be able to heal my Ryan as well. This is really good. We're keeping our Ryan up the entire time. If you wanted to play a little more aggressive here, you could have gone over to the left side when your Ryan's pushing up. It'll give you sights on their spawn. I think a habit I'm seeing is instead of us trying to change the angle, we're kind of just walking forward to our tank, which is stopping us from, actually changing the angle in which we're healing. So we're not able to successfully heal. So if you didn't notice, our Ryan died probably here. So our Ryan's over here and he's dying like here. We're playing over here, so we have no sightlines on our Ryan. If we stood here, we'd have perfect sight on our Ryan. We'd have perfect sight on their spawn. We'd be able to help him out a lot more than where you're standing. Now he does charge in anti, so that's going to kill him regardless. But he'd probably be a little less panicked if you played over on this angle here. So this is when your tank's getting really aggressive. You can go here, and then by the time your tank goes back to payload and puts a shield up, you can rotate safely back over here. Or if you really wanted to and you didn't feel safe about rotating out, you could have walked this way and done the big rotation all the way back down here. That's going to just help whenever your tank does get over aggressive though. Instead of you pushing forward to try to get better heals, always ask yourself if you can move left or right to get the same amount of heals. Going a little gung-ho here. We have to remember about that Mega here. If we went to this Mega, obviously, we would stay alive a little longer. Definitely play this pillar here if you're going to come out this side. The other route is if you rotate it all the way right side, now you have a little mini that you can go off of, and you can provide these angles. It's all kind of dependent on where they're pressuring you guys. So if your tank comes out left side, you probably don't want to also come out left side because the Sigma's probably going to pressure you. You probably want to come out the other angle so that you're able to help your tank as he's pushing out. You also then can play over here or down here, or like I said, just keep playing here and then go back to this health pack whenever you get low. I have positioning tips for every map too. So if you guys do have other maps that I haven't covered already, definitely feel free to drop a comment in the comments below, and I'll make sure to look at it. That's okay. These are all stagger. Hopefully we don't stagger too. It'd be better just to turn and run. You run faster going forward than you do running backwards. It's a slight speed change. But that's how Reinhardt's able to catch you when he's swinging his hammer. Otherwise, Reinhardt wouldn't be able to catch you when he's swinging his hammer if you just turn around and start running. So these looks like a bunch of staggers. Hopefully our Hanzo brings it back. It's a little chaotic here. Big sleeps. Unfortunately, we died, but we probably saved 2 or 3 members of our team by hitting that sleep. That was just an awkward position, though. Unfortunately, there wasn't much we could do because that's where our team decided to take the fight. But I don't believe that was the best place we could have been as Ana. Up here is usually fine as Ana. Oh, oh. Don't fight the Junkrat. In general, it's not your job to deal with the damage heroes. Especially not Junkrats. Junkrats are very strong if they're up close to you because they have a one-shot that is hitting you with the grenade and then hitting you with a concussion blast. So instead, you probably should have just played up here, ignoring the Junkrat, and just telling your teams either on comms or with pings that there's a Junkrat below you. Apparently the Hanzo already knew about this because he's looking and so is the Kiriko, so you really just shouldn't have gone back here to deal with him. We could have also just focused on our Reinhardt more. We got to group up for our tank. Wait for the tank. Oh my god. That was scary. So usually when it's final fight, you always got to wait for your tank before you push in somewhere. Otherwise you'll get picked off early for no reason. I might have dropped down on point, to be honest. Okay. Seems like he didn't want us. Help the Rhine, help the Rhine, help the Rhine. We could have landed that nade a little earlier to maybe get the Sigma with the Antsy. Just stand here and wait for our passive to build back up. No one's in immediate danger of heals yet. We're sucking ourselves into the fight again. And this is going to get us picked, and then maybe they'll cap point. Yeah, I think we lose because of that. Whenever it's overtime, just don't walk on payload. It's going to help you a lot. Like, only walk on payload if no one else is there. You don't need to be the one walking on payload. And actually, I believe on Havana, you can actually contest point from where you're standing. I'm like 90% sure that you can just stand over top of the edge and it counts as touching point because you're touching the roof of the car. Like I said, the main reason we lost that point was because we just walked we walked on point when overtime hit. It was a 3v3 and we lost our main healer. Your Reinhardt really shouldn't be fighting this angle. It's just really bad. There's absolutely no value if the Reinhardt gets there because him using his ult there, their spawn is right next to the payload. So it doesn't even matter if he gets a full team wipe. Their team just has the invincibility from spawn, so they're able to just push through there for free. And Genji just had to connect the dots there because we got a little too close. I'm gonna just go back there. If we're fighting Genji and we use our sleep and we miss it, instead of us backing up and hopping, he's gonna be a lot easier to catch us. Just turn and run into like the closest building or something. Make it so that he's not in this open space, because him being in that open space allows him to come in, and I'll put it from his perspective too. It allows him to come in and just see everything. So he's gonna come in. He kills him, he kills her, and then he kills you. It's just that easy because you're all standing in an open space right in front of him. If you guys all like turned and scattered and stuff, he wouldn't be able to get a 3-man blade with a nano because you guys would be too far away. But because you guys were just kind of like jumping and walking backwards, it just made it really easy for him to plan that stuff. So up here's fine. Hopefully we don't drop to the low ground because we shouldn't. Remember, as a support, it's not your job to touch point. That was really good. Good hold. If you guys are liking the content, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We are approaching 200 subscribers now. I make sure I try to upload videos of coaching every so often so I can help you guys climb the ladder. Unfortunate that both our damage got picked off very early. It was good nade. Playing gas station is probably the best play here. And then pink car is probably the next place we gotta rotate. And now pickup truck's probably where we want to end up going. As a Ana play, you're always gonna be thinking about where you want to be next in the fight. Constantly thinking about where you're gonna go next is gonna help you not being pulled into fights and stuff, because you're gonna have a game plan on what you're doing. It's when you lose this game plan that you usually end up having bad positioning. Nice, he died. Kill feed could have told you that Cassidy died. That was pretty aggressive, but it ended up working out, so it's fine. I usually don't push in unless my tank was already pushed in. I probably would just be pushing card here. I don't like this positioning as Ana just because she doesn't have a health pack near her, and Junkrat is walking up there too. Probably the best place you can play as Ana here is gonna be the left side, over by that mini pack we talked about earlier. Yeah, it was just a little, we were a little flustered there. Yeah, this is probably gonna be the best positioning for Ana. This is good positioning. We're kind of out in the middle of the open right now, but no one's on high ground. So here, we probably don't need to push card anymore. I would go to a better position so I can help the team out for this final fight. So generally, that's good. If my D.Va was really pushing their spawn and holding it, I'd probably announce that they got antsied up there too. So generally, where you're playing is really good if the D.Va's going to be here and she's going to be pressuring them from even coming out of spawn. You can even give her a nano so that they literally can't push through here. It forces them all to push through this side, which is just bad because it's low ground and then your whole team takes this high ground for free to blast them. But for you as an Ana player, since your D.Va wasn't really stopping them from pushing through this spawn area, you probably just want to play here because this gives you the best sight lines on point and you're still able to support your D.Va here. And if anyone on the enemy team peeks out over here, you're able to give a little bit of poke damage. Playing here just limits your sight lines to just this spot, and it also doesn't let you see like what exactly is happening on cart. People can go from this sight line over here and they can flank you all the way over to where they are now and really surprise you. Here you kind of have the whole picture. That's probably the better positioning at second point Ana, and that probably would have helped us apply a little more pressure. Even landing that anti, we may be able to get a couple picks too. Yeah, so this is the good position. As you can just see a lot more of the map. I probably wouldn't push card though. You don't need to push card as a support player. Good shots on the tire. That's okay. We got a quick spawn. Just try to get these stagger kills. Getting these stagger kills would be huge. Yeah, any kills there is just going to help us push through this first section a ton. Third point Havana is always the toughest because the entire team has the most cover probably in any map that I've seen, and you have almost no cover. We probably also want to consider who we're nanoing. Our Cassidy had High Noon there, so we probably could have waited till they popped High Noon and then nanoed them. Our D.Va didn't really need it, and D.Va's not going to do a whole lot nanoed compared to like a Cassidy with High Noon. We're throwing our nades out just a little early. We need to wait until the Reinhardt shield breaks or they start getting weak. Us just throwing it out on cooldown is going to make it so we're not actually landing much abilities, because the Reinhardt's just going to put his shield up and block it, even if he doesn't mean to. This is really good. Okay. Good sleep kill. Here you probably want to back off point a little bit more. You're standing in a choke right now, and they have a Junkrat, and that's going to do a lot of damage to you. If we stand back here, we're going to be less of a target, because less people are going to see us. We can sleep him and put him out of the fight. Don't even focus on him. And there we were just playing in this open area a little too much. When we got hit by the ball, we just needed to go left instead of right. Hopefully next time we remember that decision. But it was good on the soldier to actually notice us and spot us there. Ooh, we got rezzed. We're getting sucked into the fight. We got sucked into the fight, and then a nanoed ball saw us and killed us. I'm not saying it would have been different if we didn't get sucked into the fight, but we definitely would have stayed alive at least. So the main thing we need to work on here is we're getting sucked into the fight a little too much. We need to have a game plan when we're playing Ana. We're definitely getting a little flustered and don't know where exactly to go next. And we just need to work on our positioning a little bit and find the most optimal position for the way we want to play Ana. Thanks you guys for watching this video, and as always, happy climbing.